I had made a video on the last encounter basically that I had, where I was like basically afraid for my life, and it was at this well where you go get water. There's this dope well in Linwood. It's a natural well. It just 24/7 through 65. It kicks out water whether someone's there or not, and um, thousands of people go there every single day to fill up their water jugs, blah blah blah. Um, but the video I made was pretty long. It was like 40 minutes, so I want to shorten it up as best as I can, explaining the story. All right, so I'm gonna try to do my best here. It's been a minute since it happened, so I gotta, so try to do the shortened version. What happened this day is I I went to the well in my truck, and when I pulled in, there was only two people there. There was a Chrysler 300 to the left. As soon as I pulled in to my left, there was a Chrysler 300, a real nice looking one. There was just one guy in there. He was backed in, and then there was another red car next to him that was, was just face. Uh, he just drove straight in. He didn't back in. And but as soon as I drove in, that car left. They backed out and they left. So when I pulled in, I was one, two, three. I was three or four parking spots away from the 300. That was the gap. All right. So I pulled in, um, got out, took the keys out, blah, blah, blah. Um, and I grabbed my first water bottle. It's a water jug, but it was the smaller one, about this big. The other ones are larger. So the first one I grabbed just happened to be the small one. And I walk up to the well and twist the cap open, let the water go in. What I do is I let it get like a quarter full. I swish it around real good and I pour it out, just to rinse it out basically. So when I did that, rinse it out, and put it back down, um, to let the water, go in and fill it up, I was turning back around to go grab the other water bottles. When I turned around, there was a guy walking towards me from across the street, but he walked from out of the bushes, literally. So across the street. Now this is a large street too. It's it's a two-way lane on both sides with a large median. And so from across that street, a guy walks out of the bushes. There is a trail through there. And the only people that go through that area, that trail at that time, usually are like homeless people or something like that, right? So he walks from out of there, out of out of that trail through the bushes. Understand this is about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's dark, right? It's so you got it. So I turn around and he's walking towards me from across the street. All right, whatever, fine. So he walks towards the well. I'm walking towards my truck. As I walk past him, I speak to him just to be polite and to fill him out. That's how I work. So as he's walking towards me, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he was like, "Good," but he just no energy, no life to him, and no like respect in the voice. It was just whatever. So I go to my truck, grab my other bottle. Here's the weird part. And I got to explain to you how this whale works. The way the whale works is it spits water out on two different sides of this well. All right, so it's got like this little hood thing, this little, above, and then it has these two faucets, basically, for lack of a better word, and it just nonstop spills out water. You don't have to pump anything, nothing. It's always kicking out water, and it does it on both sides. So during the day, when it's, a lot of people, everyone's in line with their jugs. One person goes to the front, another person goes to the back. They fill their stuff up. When someone's done, the person in the back is done, they walk off. Somebody else goes back there. When the guy in the front's done, he walks off. Somebody, et cetera, right? So if the guy wants water, it's very easy. He sees my jug there. Everyone knows the rules there, and so he sees my jug there. So if you want water, you just go to the other side and get your water. But when I turned around, he was standing next to my jug where the water is at. He's just standing there, like facing the jug, basically. Not walking straight up, like so. If I just walk straight up, the water would be pouring out towards me like this, right? If I walk straight up. Well, he was over here facing it this way. So, in other words, he's just standing this way with the water pouring out, that way. He's standing like this with his arms crossed, doing nothing. He doesn't have a jug to get the water from the well. Nothing. He's literally just at the well, standing there like this, on my side where my jug is at, doing nothing, just standing there like this. So I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm like, go ahead, man. When you're done, then I'll finish up. I got, like, what is he doing? And so when I said that, he bends down and takes a couple sips of the water and then stands up and continues to do this. What was that? Like, if you want water, he can go to the other side and sip all day long. But he's not. He's just standing right there where my jug is at, just standing there. So it doesn't make sense. It's wrong. It's off. So I start walking towards the well, towards my jug, like, what's going on here? And as I do that, he starts walking towards me specifically. He's not walking, to the side of me. He's walking towards me. And so when he walked towards me, I was like, I'm walking. He's walking towards me. I'm walking towards him. But I'm walking towards the water. He's walking towards me, and it's happening like this. And so as that's happening, I sidestep a little bit, like, to try to give him space, like, assuming he's not walking specifically towards me. So I sidestepped to give him room to walk by. And as I sidestepped, I'm like, are you good? And he said, yeah, I'm good. And he wipes his mouth like this, his hands down in his pocket, and he's walking slow. He's got this weird stride to his walk. It's very slow. And he wipes his mouth, goes, gee, I'm good. And face scrunched up. What's that? And so as I'm walking towards the water and he's walking towards me, and I give him that sidestep, asking the question, wipes his mouth, turns, he looks at me. And so as I keep going to the water, he turns back around, turns back around at me with his shoulder blade at me, like he comes back around. So now his shoulder blade and his head is facing the water again. This makes no sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make any sense. The only thing you can take from this is hostility towards me for no reason. Like, there's no reason for this. It's weird. So when he made that turn towards me, back around towards me, I can't just have my back turned towards him. I've been through too much. So as soon as I seen him turn around, I had to turn back around. Like, what's up? Right? So at that point, then I had my coat on, and I had my hand literally on my gun. Like, I lifted my shirt up and had my hand on it like this. I didn't pull out the holster, but I had I had that good purchase so that I can just come out. Hopefully you've seen that, but yeah, like that. So anyway, um, I got my hand on my gun, but he can't see it. He cannot see it 100% at all. I can't see it, and so my hand's on it, and I got my blade to him. That's why he can't see it. So I got this coat on, hand, boom. He can't see it. If he had something on the side, I couldn't see it either because he's got me bladed also. And so anyway, I turned back around. I'm like, "What's up? What are you doing? What's up?" And understand this whole time I was so nice to him. When he turned back around, face scrolled up and all that, it's like, okay, it's obviously you got an issue, right? Something's going on. So I turned back around, like, what's happening? And he doesn't say anything. Face scrolled up. He just, shoulder blade to me, and he's still walking in, that slow motion. So now we're walking in a circle, and it's goofy. It's crazy, but it's almost like I said this in the first video. It's almost like the Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo at the end when they walked in the circle right before the gun duel. It was very similar to that. It's crazy, but so that's what's happening. We're shoulder blade and we're going in the circle. And I'm like, "What's up?" Like I keep trying to talk to him to get something out of him, but I'm really focused in. I'm zoned in on him, his body language, everything, because I might have to get this drop on him. So but I'm still talking. I'm like, "What's up? What's going on? What is this? Are you good? You need some help?" He's not responding. He's still not responding. And we're still going around in a circle. But I think we only went around in we didn't do that no more than 2 circles. I want to say it was like 1 full circle is kind of how it happened. Like I was walking towards the water. He bent back towards me. So then I had to come back around again. So we went around like that. And then I was basically facing the water again. So at that, I was on the water side again, basically. So at that point, I stopped. Like, we're not going to keep walking in a circle. What is this? You know what I mean? So I stopped, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Do you got a problem or what? What's going on? Speak up. Say something. It's on you. What's up?" And he's not talking. He's not saying nothing. Bad facial expression, bad demeanor. I don't know what's up. I don't know if he was high. I don't know what's up with this guy. But, his hand was in his pocket. Blade was to me. And it was his, it's your move. What's up? And as soon as we came to that point where it was kind of like a stare down, the car pulls in. And when the car pulls in, his whole demeanor changed. Like, as soon as the car pulled in, he was just like, he all the way, his shoulders dropped and everything, and he just turned around and he walked off casually. Walked off casually and turned left. So I go over, fill up, grab my water bottle, and the Chrysler pulled off and turned left in the same direction that he walked off. So I'm like, what the hell? So I go and I put the water bottle in the truck. I didn't even fill up my other containers. I wanted to go see what's going on. And so I got in the truck, I backed out, and when I turned left, he was gone. And understand, unless he was at a full sprint and he had to be fast as hell, there's no way he could have made it to the next, the only next area where he could have turned left or gone anywhere. Like, there's nothing there. You know what I mean? There's like this large gate. Then they're over on across the street. There's nothing but bushes, no trail except for that one spot where he came out of originally, and he didn't go over there. The next thing he would have had to come was the next street where you can turn left, or the Chevron across the street. There's no way he could have gotten that far. So when I turned left and he was gone, and I didn't see the Chrysler, it made me wonder if the guy in the Chrysler pulled up, he got in the car, and they drove off, and it was maybe a setup. You know, maybe they were setting people up at the well. As soon as someone leaves, as soon as someone's there by themselves, then rob them. You know what I mean? And maybe the reason I think that is because I was in a situation at an AM/PM where I had to stop a armed robbery, and it was a setup, you know, like that in a way. And so now my mind thinks like that. You know what I mean? So they may not have known each other at all, but I just that's what happened, and it's possible that they did know each other. I'm not positive though. So that's what happened. Hopefully, this is the short version. The other one's like 40 minutes. I hope I didn't talk that long. But that's what happened. And, you know, I can go the rest of my life without this stuff, man. Like, it almost feels like life's picking on me. It's crazy that I keep going through stuff like this. Um, this happened a while ago, though. Since then, I haven't gone through anything else or had to draw my gun or anything like that. Thank God. Um, Everything's been good since then, and hopefully for the rest of my life, that's how it is. Um, yeah, but that sucked. That night at the well. So that's it.